Good morning. Today's video is going to be an examination of Australia's cricket team through the framework of emotion. I want to talk about emotion extensively because emotion has been one of the overarching themes of Australia's cricket over the past 2-3 years, especially in the aftermath of the ball tampering scandal in South Africa. Australia decided to act polite, they decided to repress the emotions which were considered to be toxic, too masculine, unsportsmanlike, ungentlemanlike. And what came about as a consequence of this reforming of their emotions was a certain corporate idealized worker who shuns the emotions um, from him and disciplines how he interacts with others. In that interaction, the emotions become kept out of display. If there are any emotions, they are deemed to be bad. Emotions, the less, the better. This kind of emotional disciplining predates to early 20th century, really. With the advancements of science and technology, there was an understanding that if a person or a group of people who work were able to monitor themselves and maintain their emotions at bay, they would be more productive. We see this in the education system. We see this in the admin of psychology, statistics, and child development. All sorts of social sciences came about which taught mothers the science of motherhood and which entailed teaching children how to monitor their emotions. Emotions were reduced to numbers, with certain numbers uh, associated with good emotions, other numbers associated with bad emotions. And the objective of all of this was to repress emotions from coming outward because emotions were deemed to be bad and unruly, and they were deemed a problem in the workspace. We see with Australia's cricket team eerily similar, sort of an example of how they try to curb their emotions. The best case study of that is Tim Paine, who in the last test match on day 5 was quite frustrated because he had dropped 3 catches, two of Rishabh Pant and one of Hanuma Vihari. And had he not dropped those catches, Australia probably could have won that test match. But he dropped them nonetheless, and it affected how the way he was feeling. His mood was affected. This is what he had to say about emotion in his press conference after the game.
For the way I went about things yesterday. I'm someone who prides themselves on the way I lead this team, and yesterday was a poor reflection of that. My leadership wasn't good enough. I let the pressure of the game, I suppose, get to me. It sort of affected my mood, and then from there, affected my performance. I think I said to our players yesterday, I think I had a really poor game as a leader, not so much as a captain, but certainly as a leader. So I'm the captain who wants to enjoy the game. I'm a captain who wants to play the game with a smile on their face. And yesterday I fell short of my expectations and our team's standards. Not the way I want to lead this Australian team. It's certainly not a reflection of how I want to do it going forward. Um, I always talk to our players about playing this game on skill and not an emotion. And yesterday, as I said, I fell short of my own standards. And I
Skill, but not emotion, is the standard Tim Paine has set for himself. But I ask him, why are emotions considered to be a bad thing in honing those skills? Could he have done something to cognize his emotions as opposed to repress and regulate it? And how might his outburst, if there was any, his sledging that he did against Ashwin, be a reflection not so much of inability to control the emotions, but rather an approach to emotions as something that need to be controlled? Could he have done, if he had approached emotion differently, as feelings that can be managed rather than that feelings that must be controlled? Would he have done a better job of being a leader out there? Would he have done a better job of finding something to laugh about in dropping a couple of catches here and there? Could he have done a better job talking to his fellow mates? Maybe they should have trash talked him. Maybe they should have made fun of him in a jovial manner. But can you do all of those things when you think of emotions as something that need to be repressed. If you're going to repress emotions, you might come across a little robotic, in which case you will not necessarily be able to get rid of those emotions completely, but rather those emotions will manifest themselves in feeling moody, in feeling unhappy. So this is a kind of problem Cricket Australia will have to confront moving forward. They have declared their old selves as bad people. They've declared that the emotions of the old Australian cricket players was not a good reflection on the team. Even though the old Australian cricket players seem to have a good time playing the game, they seem to also have that winning mentality and that killer instinct. And they enjoyed their cricket. But Tim Paine seems to not necessarily be enjoying his cricket all too much. And he has, under his leadership, Australia's cricket team has really not had that scuffle kind of like they just haven't been that exciting as that the kind of ruthless team that we were once associated Australia with. But the reason for that is they don't even like terms like ruthlessness. It seemed to be a bad thing now. So where will Australia cricket go moving forward? What if they become a kind of a boring team? What if Australia cricket team becomes, what if day 5 of Sydney is a reflection of Australia's cricket team altogether? This is a question that the Australia cricket will have to go move forward ahead and think about. The skill level is high, but why is that skill level considered to be in antagonism with emotion? Why couldn't that skill level be further honed through cognizing emotion? In order to do that, they need a completely different mentality, a completely different understanding of emotion, but that would require challenging the very idea that emotions ought to be regulated and controlled, an idea rooted in corporatization of work, science, technology, which Cricket Australia represents. So they are at a conflict with each other. Well, I'll be rooting for them. Hopefully, they're able to win the fourth test match. And if they do not, that would be a colossal problem for Cricket Australia. You just feel as if they really, really need to win this last test match moving ahead. Otherwise, it would not look good at all on them. I hope you enjoyed this video and you stay tuned and follow me on my next episodes regarding cricket and all the other elements of life that cricket makes us think about. Thank you very much.